Oh my gosh, I'm laughing already. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another exciting edition of Think Tank Sports. Think Tank Sports, where we think and you listen. Check us out on the socials. That's Facebook, that's the X, Twitter, Instagram. Yes, listen to us on Spotify for podcasters or wherever you get your podcasts, and watch us on YouTube. Like and subscribe if you would. That would be awesome. Yeah, I'm just laughing because we were talking about Deshaun Watson just before we started recording, and I was still laughing when we started recording. Anyways, this is the latest episode of Lose With Us. So we go and make our picks, and some of us do well. Me, some of us suck. Mike, some of us are better than average. Stevie. And we go through our picks, NFL and college. So first and foremost, Mike, how the heck are you?
It's a wonder I show up week to week with such warm introductions, but eventually this blind chicken's going to find some corn sometime. But I'm doing fine. Thanks, gentlemen. Stevie Covers, how are you tonight?
Is that a saying? Blind chicken finding corn?
It
Yeah,
is
you didn't
now.
grow up on a farm, did you, buddy? Even a
I
blind chicken
absolutely
finds
did not.
some corn. Yeah, it's like a broken clock right twice a day, that kind of thing.
The blind squirrel that finds a nut. I think
Finds a nut, yeah.
that's, yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I did not grow up on a farm. Matter of fact, my wife asked me if we can get some chickens, and I said, "You married the wrong guy. Ain't gonna happen."
All right, chicken plucker, tell us how we are coming into this week.
Wow.
Oh boy, yeah. So for the season, we're doing well. We're doing well. I'm in third place for the season, and I'm still positive. Positive 22 units for the season. Mike, positive 154. Dave, positive 262 for the season, which as a team, and that's all that matters, is a team effort, is a team sport. 439 units for the season we are up. So doing a public service for the peoples if they so choose to follow our whimsical picks that absolutely have nothing to do with reality, just for entertainment purposes only.
Of course.
Absolutely. Very good. Very good. Well, I'll get it started because loser goes first, I guess. That's been the tradition all year. And I was 0-4 the last time we were on here. So this is opposite week for me, gentlemen. Whatever I think, I'm going the opposite.
Oh,
so
boy.
I'm going to start in the NFL. I love the Chiefs off a bye. 27-4 is Andy Reid off a bye. You got Patrick Mahomes, all world, all everything quarterback. Travis Kelce not letting the off-field distractions stop them from, still being an all-pro tight end. They seem to be having a bye week to bring their offense together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Philadelphia money line. The Philadelphia money line plus 124 for 30 units because they have a good pass rush also. So, if the pass rush can get home, that'll be great. But because I like the Chiefs and the Andy Reid, I'm going the opposite. Plus 124 for 30 units on the Eagles money line.
It's not a bad strategy to say, "Oh, I really like this, so I'm not going to step into the trap." Can pay dividends at times.
Right.
And then you proceeded to lay out all the arguments for the the Chiefs, which I love. Also, Andy Reid versus the Eagles. You didn't mention that little element there as well.
No.
But yeah, that should be the game of the week. Which means that of course it never is, but
right.
Yeah, theoretically speaking, should be the game of the week. And I don't mind taking the underdog there. The Eagles are every bit as good as the Chiefs are. So good for you.
Great. Thank you. David, what do you got, buddy?
Oh, I'm looking at college games. I saw this one and I don't even know where this line comes from. Number 10, Louisville at Miami. Louisville is 9-1. They've had a really, really great season. Some big wins. Miami's favored by 1. Miami is 6-4. They have not looked good at times. I know I say it. This looks like a layup to me. I'm taking the Louisville money line, which is plus 115. And I'm putting 25 units on that. That just seems so ridiculous that Miami is favored against a Louisville team that's been strong all year.
And Florida State is going to be rooting for Louisville. They need their win over Louisville to count a lot at the end of the year for the playoffs, because we could be heading, gentlemen, for 5 undefeated teams from 5 power conferences and only 4 spots. So it'll be very interesting to see the Florida State fans pulling for Louisville in that game. And they hate Miami anyway, but I like that pick a lot, Dave. I think Louisville's had a real nice season. Miami's kind of mailing in at this point. So good call. What do you think, Steve?
Well, thank you.
My wounds are still healing with Louisville from when I bet on them against Boston College earlier this year.
Oh, geez, so, that's right.
Yeah. So no, not for me. I still got the crocodile hunter stingray in the heart on that one. So
Ouch.
I'm gonna stay away from that.
Too soon. Yeah.
Too soon. Like 2009.
Right, something like that.
Too soon.
What do you got, Stevie, for your first pick, buddy?
Well, Mike, you already went with the Chiefs Eagles game, so I'm going to stay right there. I found a prop bet for that game. Travis Kelce to have 89 receiving yards, which I think he's only done a couple of times this year.
Yeah, right? his yardage has not been high.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I do think the national spotlight, I think they're going to be looking for him quite a bit. So him to have 89 yards, and then DeAndre Swift 19 receiving yards, which he could do on one catch easily.
Yeah.
So that's the bet. Kelce 89, Swift 19, pays plus 350. So I'm gonna do 20 units on that, and it'll give me some fun to cheer for on Monday night.
Oh yeah, I like it. I like it a lot.
Very meaty.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Very, very meaty. Gentlemen, one of the better teams in the NFL all of a sudden, and we're giving them their flowers here, is the Houston Texans and CJ Stroud. He's turned somebody named Tank Dell into a viable receiver. Dave's old running back Singletary's having a nice year. D'Amico Ryans is as pretty as ever on the sidelines with his beautiful bald self. Really a nice team. So I'm going the opposite. I'm going the Arizona Cardinals, and I'm going to take the Arizona Cardinals money line, same game parlay with the Kyler Murray over 1.5 touchdowns. And that will be plus 360 for 20 units. Cardinals money line, Kyler Murray over 1.5 touchdowns.
So
opposite week.
Yeah, opposite week. So Stevie, we did and everyone else, our tens of fans that are listening, is we did our NFL podcast, which will also be out side by side with this one. And Mike was all over Kyler Murray and the Cardinals and thinks they're the greatest thing since sliced bread. And so
not what I said.
It's close. But anyway,
but okay.
Yeah, listen to it. And Mike, I don't know what you're doing here.
Yeah, D'Amico Ryans has done a really nice job. I may or may not have a little skin in the game for him for head coach of the year at 10-1. He's currently sitting at 3-1, second only to Dan Campbell. So it's kind of a 2-horse race for coach of the year between those two guys. If Houston makes the playoffs, how is it not D'Amico Ryans?
Right, has to be.
Yeah,
absolutely has to be.
So, Stevie, my question for you is, where's your money on Brian Daboll? He was your preseason pick for Coach of the Year.
It's what they call the KOD.
All right, let's move on quickly. I don't want to talk about him.
Yeah.
Steve, what's your second one, buddy?
Oh, you're going to skip me?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Dave.
Also looked, I saw another college game and I thought, this is interesting. I don't know a ton about this game, but I've seen a little bit of Wyoming going to Josh Allen country there. They are playing against Hawaii. They're favored by 13.5, and Wyoming has played good lately. I'm taking the Wyoming money line minus 575 for 25 units. Just
Wait a minute. What are those odds again?
Minus
minus
575.
I thought it was weird too. I had to look at it multiple
So,
times.
so how are you going to make any money?
You're gonna make
Yeah.
You can make 10 cents.
All right.
Yeah,
So let me change that then and take the I'll take the 13.5 points
there you
then.
go.
And that's
There you
minus
go.
110.
Yeah,
All right. Yeah.
that makes more sense.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I was reading that as that was the plus side, which wouldn't have made sense
Yeah.
anyways.
Yeah,
right.
So yeah, 25 units on that at the minus 13.5.
Yeah, at minus 575, you would have profited like 3 or 4 units on a 20-unit bet. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for letting me make a
Interesting.
change on the fly.
Yeah. No, that's
No worries.
totally fair. A little off the radar there with Wyoming and Hawaii. But
Yes, a little bit, but there's not a ton of like great college games this week. So I was just scrolling, looking through, and I said, "Oh, that one looks a little tasty."
All right.
I'll go with an off the radar game as well. The Auburn Tigers. I have said on this podcast before that they are offensively challenged, something to that effect, and they are playing host to the New Mexico State Aggies. Now, a team that's offensively challenged like Auburn, why would I lay 25.5 points with them against New Mexico State? The answer is because I'm just thinking about the athletes that Auburn's recruiting and the athletes that New Mexico State is recruiting. And I'm just like, I think this could be ugly. So I'm going to take Auburn minus 25.5 with the Aggies coming to town from Las Cruces. Give me Auburn minus 25.5 for 25 units.
Wow.
I
Okay.
actually looked at this game, interestingly enough, for some crazy reason. New Mexico State's quarterback is out also. So that's good on your side. Now they are playing for second place in the Conference USA to get to the championship game the next week. So they do have something to play for where Auburn might not, but that's the only downside I see of that. But yeah, I like that a lot, Steve. For some reason, that just like Dave's Wyoming, Hawaii popped up on my radar.
You never know.
Right.
You never know.
Gentlemen, how are you with your Greek mythology? You're familiar, or your 80s progressive rock bands? You're familiar with a song by one Iron Maiden called Flight of Icarus, or the Greek myth of the Flight of Icarus?
Yeah.
Basically, it's a story about a young man who thought he could outshine his father and flew too close to the sun. And his wings were made of wax, and every time he flew closer, it got worse, and then he eventually fell to the sky. That's what the Washington University football team has been doing all season. So close to the sun, where they're about to lose, and then they win these tight games and some interesting coaching decisions that help them out. And we've been saying all year that the Pac-12 has the best quarterback league and at home, Pac-12 teams at home, and Washington is traveling to Oregon State this week. Could be a trap game because Washington is playing in the Apple Cup next week against Washington State, which is their rivalry game.
Yep.
Opposite, I'm going with Washington. You would think it would be an Oregon State pick because of the Icarus factor, but no, I'm going with Washington.
Because of everything you said?
Yeah.
Because of everything I said, that's right. So Washington plus 288 on the money line and the over. So same game parlay. Washington, the over of 62.5 plus 288 for 20 units. And Washington lives to win another week.
Did you say plus 288?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Wow. Yep. Okay.
Could be a trap. We'll see what happens.
I like Washington. Like, I think Washington has a legitimate shot at winning the whole thing. So
This is
Good
Michael
chance to
Penix,
improve.
right? Is the quarterback? Yeah.
Right. Right. But
Yeah.
on the road in Oregon State with, everything in front of them, this is a game that could trip them up against Oregon State. But they've been playing those games all year and winning. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Oregon State, good defense.
Yes. Yep. Most definitely.
All right, David.
Oh, yes. Going to the NFL, jumping on the Brendan Burke bandwagon. We have the Chicago Bears at the Detroit Lions. The Lions favored by 8 typically is kind of a big line for an NFL game. We've seen some bigger ones this year.
In division.
Yeah, but it's a divisional game too. But the Lions are just that much more than 8 points better than the Bears, I believe. So I am taking the Lions -8 with 30 units on that, feeling fairly confident. And that is -108.
Justin Fields going to be back for this game. Khalil Herbert maybe going to be back for this game.
Doesn't matter.
Bears.
It'll be interesting. Fields all of a sudden will feel a little pressure from Badgett a little bit. They played better with him at quarterback. He's not great. He's not going to take his job ultimately, but it'll be interesting. They open up the offense too for him and let Fields cook. But
Yeah.
I like that. I like that, Dave. I think
Okay.
Detroit's poised for a big run towards the end of the year, and this is a good game to get them going that way.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I'm adopting Detroit as like my stepchild team for the rest of this year. They're fun.
Too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're a lot of fun.
Absolutely. All right, Stevie, what do you got, buddy?
All right, I'll do my last college pick here, and the Oklahoma State Cowboys have been playing very good football recently, and they're playing the Houston Cougars, who have had a couple of good games, but a lot of just stinkers. And the line on this game is 6 points. So I'm not gonna overthink it. Give me the Oklahoma State Cowboys. I'll lay the 6 points, 30 units. Pretty straightforward on that one for me.
Yeah, Houston's played some close games against good teams.
Texas, yeah.
So, they're certainly capable, but you got to look at the whole picture and not just those close games. So, yeah, what the heck? Go for it. You just did.
You just did. Well, gentlemen, my last pick is also in college football, but this is not an opposite pick. This is get your chainsaws out. The Georgia Bulldogs are here, and they're making statements. I wanted to say good things about Tennessee, but then I remembered, even as recently as last week, I saw that joke of a quarterback, Milton. He threw a backward lateral, it was a pitch toss to the right, threw it like 110 miles an hour, bounces off the running back's shoulder pad, and then he just watches as the defenders pick it up and run it in for a 6. And then he's yelling at the running back like, you go to catch that. Are you kidding me? This guy is absolutely terrible. Yes, they're going to Tennessee. I can understand why people think it's a trap, but it's not. The Georgia's making a statement, and for the line to be only 10.5, I'm taking the Georgia money line, or Georgia minus 10.5, and again the over a 59.5 in this game, and that's plus 268 for 30 units. And the Georgia Bulldogs are for real again.
Mike,
yeah.
If you're the Tennessee Volunteers, who would you rather have at quarterback, Joe Milton or Tommy DeVito?
Ooh,
wow,
that's not fair.
It really isn't.
No. I don't even want to answer that.
I like that pick though. I think
Yeah.
Georgia is running at full speed now. It's like
Right.
Derrick Henry 3 years ago when he got a full head of speed. Just don't get in the way. That's how I feel about Georgia right now. So I like that pick a lot.
Yeah, and they've got Georgia Tech next week, which will be their dress rehearsal for the Alabama championship game in the SEC. So, and this will be the last, put the hammer down play for them, regular season wise. Dave, what do you got, buddy? Finish us off for your
Yep,
picks.
yep. So huge game up in Buffalo. The Bills, a must win for them. You can make an argument it's a must win for the Jets too if they want to keep their
Sure.
season going. 4-5 Jets, 5-5 Bills. In the afternoon time slot, about 90% of the US will see this game. Must win for the Bills. I am looking at the over under is 39.5. I'm taking the under. I really think I know Buffalo fired their offensive coordinator. They promoted Joe Brady. I still think they're going to struggle offensively. Seeing what the Jets have done on defense, the Jets are still very, very good on defense, and they play a style that the Bills don't play well against. So I think it's under. So I am taking the under on 39.5 for 20 units, and that is -110.
Do you want to do 25 units on that, Dave, to make it even 100 for the week?
I did 25 and 25 on my 2 college games. I did
Oh.
30 on Detroit,
Okay.
So I got 20 left.
Okay, I had it wrong on the Wyoming game.
You
Sorry about that.
give me an extra 5? That's fine. No. But yeah, I think it's just going to be a really tightly contested defensive football game.
Well, Dave, you said earlier tonight in a different podcast that if the Jets won this game, it would be an underscore.
Yes.
So are
I
you
agree that
against your own Bills?
No. I think if the Bills win, it's going to be under too. I just don't think. Yeah, I just think both teams aren't going to score. I did say that. You're correct. Thank you for pointing out what I said on our other podcast.
Sure.
But yes, I think it's going to be low scoring.
Well, let me point out one more thing real quick before we finish up with Stevie.
So
Stevie, I asked Dave what the sphincter level of the tightening sphincter level of the Buffalo Bill fan was. 1 being poop through a goose, and 10 being, making diamonds. What do you think his answer was?
I think he's a little worried. I'd say it's I'm gonna put him at like a 7.
Yep, you nailed it.
Yep, I said right there 7 or even 8. Yeah, it's the sphincter is definitely tightened at this point.
Yeah, how could you not be worried?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, and it seemed like before the season, I mean, not to go on a huge Bills rant here, but there was a lot of pressure from the Bills fan base saying like we better win this year.
Yeah,
not so much from the other national media, but from the Bills fan base. So I think it seems like the fans are starting to panic a little bit more than
the team is. I've seen so much panic. I'm on too many of those Bills pages and different things, and yeah, there's just all kinds of panic and we fired Ken Dorsey, but it didn't fix our problem. Our problem is McDermott, and people are just crazy. They're just crazy.
All right, Stevie, what do you got?
So my last bet, I'm going with one of the best receivers in the NFL to just get 50 yards. That's all we're looking for. 50 receiving yards. At +205 for one of the best receivers in the NFL. He just doesn't play receiver. His name's Austin Eckler. He's a running back for the LA Chargers.
Yep.
And 50 yards seems like he could roll out of bed and get 50 yards. To get +205 on that, yes, please sign me up. 25 units at +205.
Oh, yeah.
Very good. Seems like a layup, as Dave would say.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Oh. And it's been cursed against the so in Green Bay against the Packers. Yeah, I mean, it certainly can happen. The Packers are definitely a struggling team.
Absolutely. Well, that wraps it up here for another thrilling week of Lose With Us. We appreciate you listening. Definitely check us out on all the social media platforms that Dave mentioned as we started. We appreciate all your questions, comments, concerns, and regurgitations as we move forward here with Think Tank Sports and Lose With Us for myself, Double Dip Dave, and the Chicken Plucker. We wish you all a great evening here at Think Tank Sports, where we think and you listen as we strive for 5. Good night, everybody.
See ya.